War and Order is a mobile city builder strategy game packed with minigames like tower defense and teamed up boss eliminations. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to War and Order. Today we are talking about one of the most important and most confusing aspects of War and Order, which is equipment forging. If you want to absolutely dominate your enemies, having the right gear is mandatory, but let's be real, gathering materials takes forever. If you've been blindly fusing your materials and trying to build your gear the safe way, you are probably wasting weeks of progress. So today I'm going to show you an incredible efficient crafting method that the top players use to save a massive amount of materials. Now, my castle is currently only level 16, so today I'll be showcasing this method using green and blue equipment. But pay close attention, because this is the exact same method you will be using later on to forge legendary orange equipment at level 30 without breaking the bank. The basics and the rookie mistake. Before we get to the secret method, let's quickly cover the basics and a rookie mistake you need to avoid. In War and Order, your equipment level is tied to your castle and blacksmith level. But you can't just jump straight to forging a level 15 weapon out of nowhere. You have to craft the level 1 piece first, exchange it to craft the level 5, then the level 10 and so on. To do this you need the materials. You get these from your workshop and from material chests. And as you know, 5 materials of equal quality can be fused to create one material of the next highest quality. Like 5 greys into 1 green or 5 greens into 1 blue. The problem is, the higher the tier, the more insanely expensive it gets. If you want a 100% guaranteed chance to craft a high tier piece of equipment, you have to use 100% high tier materials. But what if I told you that there is a much cheaper way? And this brings us to the secret gambling method. This is a secret to getting high tier gear while saving a ridiculous amount of materials. Instead of waiting until you have a full set of blue materials to craft a blue item, you only need one. Here's how it works. You take your base equipment of the lower tier, but in just one material of the higher tier, and fill the rest with material slots with the lower tier. For example, since I'm making a blue piece of gear, I'm going to use my base green equipment and exactly one blue material, and use green materials for the rest. Now in my case I'm using less materials at all because it's a lower level equipment piece, but for higher levels you do the same, you just use one blue. When you do this, the game gives you roughly a 12.7% chance of the final item successfully jumping up to the blue tier. Now in my example here it's about 30% because I'm only using 2 materials in total. Now you may be thinking 12.7% sounds terrible, why would I risk my materials? But here's the math. If you go the whale route and try to get a 100% success rate all the way from level 1 to level 30 using pure orange materials, it will cost you a fortune, up to 24 pure orange materials just for one level 30 weapon. But if you gamble using just one higher tier material per attempt, even if it fails, you still get the lower tier item back, which you can just roll into your next attempt. Over the course of multiple tries, mathematically it costs significantly fewer materials to gamble at a 12% chance than it does to brute force a 100% one. By saving those materials, you come out with a massive win in the long run. Let's do it live right now. I've got my green level 10 base item ready. I'm slotting in my blue material here and the rest are green. Now in my case I'm only using 2, but in higher level equipment it's just being more slots with green and 1 blue. Or if you go for legendary equipment later, it's all slots in purple, but just 1 in orange. Same way, we're just doing it different because it's lower level here. And let's go, first try. Massive material savings, well, not in my case so much because I haven't used so many materials and the chances are higher, but later on, yeah, this can be a good saving. And here's an important point actually. I didn't lose my base item and I only spent 1 blue material. I can just fuse a few more greens and try again tomorrow. If I tried a 100% chance, I would still be waiting weeks to just get enough blue materials for one attempt. Again, I'm doing this for blue gear right now because I'm castle 16, but players at castle 30 do this exact same thing using 1 orange material and the rest purple to get their final endgame legendary gear. To make sure you are getting the absolute most out of your blacksmith, I have 3 rapid fire pro tips you need to follow. Number 1. Map your materials. Don't just blindly produce random things in your workshop, look ahead and the gear you want. Write down exactly what materials it requires and adjust your workshop to produce the material you are lacking the most. Number 2. Don't overfuse for your emblems. Check what materials your emblems currently need to be upgraded. For example, if your emblems currently require blue materials, do not blindly fuse everything up to purple or orange. Keep them at blue so you can continue to upgrade your emblems while you're farming gear. Number 3. Beware of the enhancement trap. This is huge. Enhancements are random bonus stats added via obsidian steel and they permanently stick to that specific piece of equipment. If you get a God tier enhancement on a lower level item, you are forced to use that specific piece as a base for all your future craftings, which locks you out of safety starting from scratch. Do not go heavy on enhancement until you are ready to commit to your final endgame piece of gear. So in a general rule is below level 30 castle you should only concentrate on blue items and equipment. After 30 this is when you can target the legendary ones. And there you have it guys, stop wasting your materials aiming for a 100% success rate every single time. Start using the one material gambling method, save your resources and build your perfect set of equipment faster than you ever thought possible. And with those small tips you should be ready to save a lot of materials for crafting your equipment from the start on. If you haven't downloaded War and Order yet, use the link in the description to support the channel. If you enjoyed this guide, drop a like and subscribe. Check out my other videos for War and Order and I will see you on the next one.